Hello, welcome back. Welcome to today's video. I don't know why I keep doing that. I fear I am completely addicted to my phone. More specifically, TikTok. I find that I will just go on it just for the sake of going on it. I have nothing to check on there. I have better things to do with my time. But yeah, I still find myself crawling back to this little app. So I thought this week, in a way to try and combat my addiction, I would swap my TikTok screen time from last week with reading time this week. Without further ado, let's expose myself, shall we? If we look on my phone, I'm actually scared to do this. So, Monday, I spent nearly 4.5 hours just on TikTok. So, yeah. Tuesday, I spent 3 hours and 9 minutes. We're going down a little. Wednesday, 1 hour and 41 minutes. Thursday, 2 hours and 1 minute. And Friday, 2 hours and 39 minutes. So that's like 13-14 hours I spent from Monday to Friday on TikTok. That's actually so bad. That's so bad. I've got a problem. So here's the sitch. I have hair in my mouth. I have 4 books left on my TBR for June. So we're gonna see how many I can read in the span of the 14 hours I've spent on my phone last week doing literally nothing. These are the 4 books I have on my June TBR, so let's have a quick look at them. Mrs. Dalloway by Virginia Woolf, which is a vintage classic, I believe. Vintage classic. We then have The Striker by Anna Huang. The Subtle Knife by Philip Pullman. This is book 2 in the His Dark Materials series. And actually I'm really looking forward to this. And okay, this one, probably a bit ambitious. I've spent most of this month doing the Throne of Glass tandem read, which is why it's the 23rd today and I've only read, to be fair, I've read 4 books, but I've read 2 of them at the same time, so swings and roundabouts. But the last book is When the Moon Hatched by Sarah A. Parker. This is a big book. Oh bloody hell, it's got a friggin' like index at the back. A glossary. Oh, you know what? It's 541 pages. Why did I think it was like 800? Potentially gonna get to. I am actually really looking forward to this book though. Let's go with this. I'm gonna read this. We'll see how this goes. This could be the end of me this week. We will see. I'm nervous to start it. I don't know why. It is dead on 5 o'clock and I have just finished Mrs. Dalloway by Virginia Woolf. I have 8 minutes and 9 seconds left on my timer for today, so not to brag, but I'm feeling pretty good. Let's quickly talk about my thoughts on this book. Honestly, I don't know what, I'm lacking something in my mind because a lot of this book didn't really click for me, if I'm being like brutally honest. It kind of, I think the problem for me at least was the layout wise, there is no chapters in this, like it's just pages, and it was going between different people's, it wasn't like, it was third person, but it was going through different people's perspectives in the day, and I just really felt lost for a lot of it. This book does have quotes I really enjoyed. It was just a lot for me to wrap my head around, and I really struggled. But, you know, if you want to read a classic, give it a go, because it's not in Old English, so it is easy to kind of know what they're talking about. I think I'm in between like a 3 and a 3.5 star. I might dwell on it for a little while, and then I'll get back to you maybe at the end of this video to give you my final rating. As I said though, I do still have 8 minutes left on my timer for today, so I'm going to take a break, I'm going to go ice skating, and then maybe before bed I'll do a bit of reading and just finish the rest of the timer. I cannot talk. Hi friends, I've just gotten back from the rink. I'm so tired, and like I know I only have like 8 minutes left of reading. I genuinely think I'm not gonna make it. I'm so tired. But I do need to now pick the next book. I don't know which one to go for. These are the options. I don't know. So the further we're gonna get into this week, and I'm not even doing a full week, I'm just doing the 5 days. But the further through we get, my screen time on TikTok does go down. So I'm thinking, get a bigger book out the way while I still have like 3 hours of reading time tomorrow, and then hopefully I'll finish that in a day or two. We'll see. And then this one, because it's not only thinner but it's also young adult, and it's quite like a bigger text. I'm thinking that should then maybe get finished as well. We'll have to see. We can hope and pray. I think what I'm gonna do is get some dinner in me, because it's 8:30 and I haven't eaten yet. That was the floorboard, not me. And then watch Love Island, because that starts in half an hour, and then I'll read until I literally physically can't, and that should hopefully at least be my 8 minutes and 9 seconds today. Hello and good afternoon. Let's have a little catch up. So last night I started the next book on my TBR, which is The Striker by Ana Huang. Huang? I don't know how to pronounce that. I'm guessing Huang. Please correct me if I'm wrong. But I read 10 pages in the, was it 8 minutes I had left or something stupid? I can't remember, but I read 10 pages, which means I read a total of 201 pages yesterday within my 4 hours and 28 minutes of reading, which I think, considering I read a classic, pretty good. Really good. So today, like I said, I have 3 hours and 9 minutes to read. I have already done some reading in that time, because again, in my attempt to be on my phone and specifically doom scrolling on TikTok less, I thought I would read when I woke up instead of going on my phone. So I'm now on page 110. I feel like I should say I didn't read 100 pages this morning in my time that I've used so far. I did read further than 10 pages last night before I went to bed. I just obviously, not all of it was timed. I now have 2 hours and 27 minutes left, so I've read for about just over half an hour, I think. Yeah, just over half an hour, maybe like 40 minutes. And in that time I've read like 46 pages, I think, 36 pages. I started this morning on page 64, so Anyway, good morning. It's 7:30. I'm still waking up. I got up at 6 o'clock and I read for a good 40 minutes. And I only have, I think today might be the shortest day actually, as far as my screen time hours went. Yeah, I only have an hour and 41 minutes to read and I've only got an hour left. So feeling quite good about that. Although, that being said, I read for like my 40 minutes and I thought, oh, I'm doing so well at this. And then immediately went on TikTok and just scrolled aimlessly for a good 30 minutes. So, do just want to quickly touch base though, because I need to see the cat's tail. I am eating this up. It's so good. Asher Donovan, the man that he is. I've just learned that the second book comes out for this in October, and you can bet your butt I will be getting it. I'm gonna get some breakfast. I'm so tired. No, because I've literally just looked back at that clip I just filmed and had a horrid realisation that my boyfriend is right. And you can tell when I'm tired because this eye closes more. Great. Just a quick law dump for you guys. I've had squint surgery and that's why I get that, but I'm suddenly very insecure about my face. Okay, I've just reached page 538. Hello. And my timer's just gone off, so that is my designated reading for the day. But I'm finishing. I've got to finish the book. I mean, I have like 35-ish pages left, I think, off the top of my head. So you can bet your butt I'm finishing this book. Welcome to Thursday. I hope you like Thursday. I'm sorry if you can hear noises outside, but it's so warm. I am not shutting my window. Okay. Today we have 2 hours and 1 minute of reading time. I started yesterday reading The Subtle Knife by Philip Pullman, which is book 2 in his Dark Materials. I say started, I think I read like the first 2 chapters and then conked out for about 3 hours of sleep. So that's where we're at, but hopefully, I'm hoping I can actually get quite a bit of this done because it's YA. We'll have to see. This is such a cute angle. Wait, I found my spot, guys. Okay, so my timer, as you saw, my timer has just gone off. So I've now read my required screen time for the day. Will I continue to read this book today? Probably. First, I want to calculate how many pages I've read because I find it really interesting to see how quickly I can read books dependent on the genre and like the age they're aimed for and things like that. I just find it really fascinating. So let me get my notepad. Page 29, and then we've gotten to page, like a good chunk in actually, considering like the end of this book is images as well, so the end's actually there, so I'm like nearly halfway through, which is quite exciting. I'm on page 156. 125 pages it's taken me in, what, 2 hours and 1 minute, I think it was. And I've read 125 pages, so that basically averages out to a page a minute. That's quite quick. Wow, look at me. It's Friday. We're on the last day for this challenge. Is it a challenge? Kind of. I'm not. I've still been writing on TikTok, but a lot less. So it's a win in my books. Today I have a whole 2 hours and 39 minutes to read for today. It's just gone 1 o'clock, so it'll take us to like 10 to 3-ish, I would assume, something like that. I'm quite a way through about, I think I'm about 60%. I'm on chapter 10, which is page 210. You can see. Yeah, I did some reading after the timer, if you couldn't tell, yesterday. So I'm gonna be reading today. I don't know if I'll finish it. I know I averaged about a page a minute yesterday, near enough. So that means I have 150, it's more like 140 pages. And I think there is 122 pages left in the book. So it's very possible I'll finish this and maybe still have a little bit of time left to do some reading, which will be interesting. So let's see if I can finish it, I guess. So excited. I read so many books this week. It's been great. My mental health has never been better, actually. That's a lie, but still, we can dream. I have just finished The Subtle Knife by Philip Pullman. I have a whole, let me look, 35 minutes and 34 seconds left on my timer. I've read that so fast. Oh my god. In 2 hours and 3 and a bit minutes, I have read 122 pages, which does still average out to about a page a minute. We love consistency. Hello friends, so it's now Saturday and I've actually just been editing this video and realised I didn't film my outro bit, so I thought I'd kind of just quickly talk about how this has gone. I find that interesting. So I thought we could first of all look at some stats, because I love some stats. So on Monday I read Mrs. Dalloway and started The Striker, and I read a total of 191 pages within my 4 hours and 28 minutes. Compared to like every other day, that's not a lot, but we had the most time, which I think is quite interesting. But as I said after I finished it, it was hard for me to follow, so I was slower reading it, and that is why. Mrs. Dalloway was 191 pages and it took me near 4 hours and 20 minutes to do that, whereas on Tuesday, where I read just The Striker, I read a total of 239 pages in 3 hours and 9 minutes. On Wednesday, I read for 1 hour and 41 minutes and read a total of 143 pages. Thursday, for 2 hours and 1 minute, I read 125 pages. And then Friday, I read a total of 153 pages. Yesterday, you kind of saw, I read 31 pages of When the Moon Hatched. I've since been reading more today. And I do just want to say, if you're scared and put off about it because of the glossary in the back like I am, or was, it's actually quite easy to follow. And like, if I'm saying that, trust, like, it is easy to follow. If I can follow it, you can. So, Mrs. Dalloway, I gave 3 stars in the end. I wanted to love it, I enjoyed parts of it, but it was very much, I just need kind of the structure of chapters, I think, to help me kind of stay in touch with the story. The Striker, I gave 4.5 stars. I think my only qualm with this book was the fact that it was a bit on the longer side. It was 576 pages, which in my opinion is quite long for a romance. That being said, it did move quite quickly. I just kind of, I don't know, really good, but not quite the 5-star feeling. I think the length did kind of add to that a little. Finally, I have The Subtle Knife, which I gave 4 stars. Again, really good book, really fast pace. The storyline is great in this. I think the plot's incredible, and I liked how it instantly followed on from The Northern Lights, but like in a way where you don't know exactly where it starts, if that makes sense. Like the beginning you think, wait, what's happening? Then you go, oh my god. Yeah, just wasn't quite the 5-star feeling again, but did really enjoy. And if you haven't read the His Dark Materials series, I say do it, but don't watch the Northern Lights film. It's shit. I'll get back to you on the BBC series because I haven't watched that yet, but I'm hoping for better things. On that note, that is kind of all I have to say though. So on that note, I'm gonna love you guys and leave you here. And I'll see you in the next video. I don't know what it's gonna be yet. To be confirmed.